Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Growing Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Mr. Clock says it's about 10:21 and a quarter a.m. in the morning. We had a good rain yesterday. My rain gauge showed 6 inches, but that was good. Today is June 19th of 2025. It's Thursday. It's 71 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius. I was pulling weeds. And in the gangway, there was some big weeds. I was pulling them out, and up popped the elm. That's what I had on my shorty. That's what I'm going to show you what I'm going to plant. I'm using a 50-50 starter mix of number 2 Cherry Red Chicken Grit and, my starter mix. A lot of work today. But this is the tree, as you'd seen on the short. Look at the roots on it. I don't know, it had some kind of gall or something on there. Pull that off, or some kind of bug. But we got that off, and you can see the roots on it, and you can see how it is. To me, it's an elm, but if I'm wrong, let me know. I washed it. I soaked it for a good half hour. So let's see what happens. The first thing we're going to do, though, is we got like a 3-root system here, so we can make this as our starter point. No, I don't have light. The bulbs went out, so I got to get some new bulbs. And since the let's see if we can cut this to here, because this is going down. I don't have time to get Ted's mix. I'm going to go Saturday. So we're going to cut this one right here. We're going to cut this one. This one's going down. We're going to just trim it a little bit there. Now this has a lot of feeder roots on there, so I don't want to get rid of them. So I'm just going to cut this much of the feeder roots off. And then this one, with this long root, now if we stick it in the pot, that root is way out. So what I'm going to do is cut it back to here for now. And this root is going down, so we're going to cut this one off right here. Now this root is up. We can always bend it in. Now this should fit in the pot real good until next spring when we can repot it again, because I want to see if I can save these feeder roots. So what else can we do on this? So we got a big stump over here, right here. So we're going to get our ratcheting pruner, because you know nothing cuts wood like ironwood. And we're going to cut that stump off. I'm going to go right into here. Click, right off. So you can see like it's half dead and half good. So as long as we got this coming out and this coming down, you know what? We can always go for broke. Now we got to save some room on this tree to grow. So I think with these roots, for now, I can't cut it back anymore. This one I can cut back to here. I want that root to grow. And this is going to come down, so we can always bend this down. I'm going to cut this nub off here so nothing grows there. Now we got a root here. A nice feeder root. So we're going to cut this back to here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the feeder root here. So we're going to just cut this back. We want to get this to get inside. And then we can cut this back because we want to, because of all the roots taken off when we dug it out. Well, I ripped it out. I'll cut that off there. And then this one we're going to cut off here. And this leaf we're going to cut right to here, so we got some green there, so we got some food to grow. And we'll go from there. Now putting this in, I can chop this feeder root off just a little bit there. And this one back a little bit so it tries to come back more. And we can put it in this way, we'll be all right. And we can always move this root back a little bit until some feeder roots develop here, because there are feeder roots starting to develop there. So you know what? I have to cut it because then it's not going to fit in the pot right. This is way, way, way too long. So we're going to take a chance because it's got a nice feeder root here. We're going to go all the way to here. Just like that. I think that'll work. And by cutting this off, it won't grow down anymore, but this root will start to take off. But I'm going to put this in a shaded area. And then we'll go from there. So now, let's get our chicken grit mix. There we go. And here's my big cup. Let's ladle it in there. I don't know if you can see how it looks, but let's put this in water. I'll show you how it looks a little bit. There's how my chicken grit mix looks. You can hardly notice it, but that's good. I don't know if this will be in your way, but at least you can see something. I'm going to put this here. Before we do anything, I got my azus. We're going to put it all over the roots, especially on that nice thick root. We want it to get some symbiotic relationship with there and on the cut ends. And then we'll take our mikus and we'll add that into the soil mix. If I can find the mikus, here it is. Oh, that's the azus. Well, we're just gonna have, man, I gotta really organize today. I am all messed up. So I was gonna do a double whammy on it, but I guess not. I really have to clean this mess up, Tom. And where the trees were stored for the winter. So we're gonna just put the azus in there all over. Go. I'll hold this tree in place. Put a little mound there. Now with the chicken grit, it's heavy. I don't know how that got in there. A seed. What it is, I have no idea. That came off the roots. I don't know where it came off. Put that in there. Now, where is my chopstick? It's around here someplace. There we go. I just fire it into the root system, whatever's left. Get that in there, get that underneath. Get them fingers in there. Let's push it down a little bit. Now, Tom, you could have made this a root over rock. Well, that's not the time of the, with the heat coming in, getting back up there again next week. I just want this tree to survive, and it's got a nice little curve to it. So I'll show you what front I'll pick on it. And we can make this the front, how it comes in this way and it's starting to curve out this way, as you can see it. Let's get that light out of your way. I don't know if you can see how it looks, but I'll hold it up to the camera once I'm done repotting it. Okay, now we got this in. Mr. Clock says it's exactly 10:30 a.m. in the morning. So he says, come on, Tom, let's get out of there. It's going to be partly cloudy today, and then cloudy tomorrow, and then the heat kicks in on Saturday. So we'll take the cool weather. Last night it was cool. It was down to 64 degrees in Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is. I gotta keep remembering what all the Fahrenheit and Celsius is. Well, that's Fahrenheit, 64. But in Celsius, I gotta remember. And we're gonna take a rock over here and just wipe off the perlite on it. That was from, this pot was from the oak trees that were devastated. We'll put the rock here. And we got another nice rock, and we'll put it over here in the background, like that. And then wipe your hands, Tom. Wipe them in the pants. That's why God made pants. Now we're gonna get our number one chicken, cherry red chicken grit, and I know it's all messy here. We're just gonna give it as a good top dressing here. This tree is grown in the wild. They need some stones, had a rough life, as you can see it. And the gangway, it survived all those harsh winters. So that's good. In case people don't know what a gangway is, that's where the two houses meet. And the sidewalk in between and soil on the other side. But got this like this. And what else can we do? I found something I think might work. I don't know if it'll be too big. Let's see what we got here. We have our yoga master sitting under his favorite tree that he had to prune. There we go. Look at that. And what should we name him? We got to think of a good name. I think we'll call him Dave. I got a lot of Daves out there, so we're going to, in the honor of all the Daves out there, this is our Yoga Dave. Let's see if I can lift him before I get some more water in there, but you can see how it looks. You can see how the tree looks. And yes, I'm going to add lipstick on there right now. Here we go. We got some nice dark red lipstick from LA Colors. And you can get this at the Dollar Tree. And then that one little cutting, you can just get it right here. Just a little dab will do you, like the old Brill Cream commercials. I don't know if any of you are young enough to remember that. And there we go. LA Colors. So, after a good storm, according to my rain gauge with 6 inches, go out a-hunting. And you can get the trees out real easily. I had no problem pulling this tree out. So let's give the chicken grit and a little bit of water. Wash off Dave over there. And out in the shade it'll go today. With the cool weather so far. I know it's going to warm up later. It'll be cloudy tomorrow, but hey, that's life. There we go. So let's see how it does. Yoga Dave is going to be watching. Yoga Dave's going to, and we're going to put a tag on here when we did it. So, I have to put a little more. I don't know what the heck this was in there. Just like that. I think that was eggshell. Huh, that's pretty good. Do a little shot. And there you have it. I don't know, I can't get a close-up in the dark, but let me put the camera in here and you can see how this tree looks. So go out hunting today. After a good stormy rain, you're going to be able to get out a nice tree. We could even make this a front later on. I don't know. We'll see. We got to let the roots develop and go from there. So you take care, everybody. Today is Thursday. It's book night. Grab a good book. One that you can hold in your hands, not those e-books. Relax your brain. Shut the phone off for a good half hour. Just turn it off. Looks like I'm mad, huh? But hey, I see all you do is, it's like people are like zombies walking. Like that. They got the phone in their ear and they're walking down the street oblivious to what's going around them. No, that's not important. Walk. When you walk, look around. See what's going on. So shut that phone off for a good half hour. Tell everybody from, say, 7 to 8 o'clock. You ain't going to reach me because the phone's on being charged. There you go. And I won't be able to answer any calls. So this way here, you got an hour to relax. Let the brain relax. Read the book. Turn the pages. Feel the book. Feel a good book in your hands. Turn the pages. Hear the pages turn. Read. Cup of tea if it's going to be hot. Get yourself a little glass of lemonade or a nice cold glass of water and just sit back and relax and go from there. Take care, everybody, and have a good day. I better shut up. It's getting too late.